And this is the program that is different from other programs. A town hall on radio like no other. Here, we deal with issues. Some of the issues, even those who are paid either to praise sing or do propaganda, or maybe volunteers who believe that whatever you do, sing praises. Even if your leader is failing, sing praises, because the meal ticket is difficult to fit into this program, because here we go to the matters of the moment, and with insight we dissect things, and then we bring possible solutions to the table. That's why we are called Open Forum. And we are about people, issues, ideas, and solutions. And wherever this flag is flown, we take care of our own. And today, we are going to take care of our own the way we know how to do best. Very topical issues, which, if you love this state, and you love this country, and you love humanity, you will not fail to be a part of. And despite how loaded we always are, we will endeavor to be open the phone lines, because in a town hall, those that are there must have their say. Please, we have on the lineup today, first things first, is thought for food and food for thought for this very week. And second, in a very long time, in many years, the second time we are going to have two thoughts for food and food for thought, because it is a crucial day. The first is the saying that when you cut pieces of truth to avoid looking like a fool, you end up looking like a moron instead. Robin Hood. I take that again. When you cut pieces of truth to avoid looking like a fool, you end up looking like a moron instead. Robin Hood. And then the second, and the big one, that comes from our father, my father, the father of modern Akwa Ibom. And you can boldly proclaim the national leader of the Niger Delta people. Development is not doing everything at once, but doing the right thing at the right time and building upon each successive step. Architect Obong Victor Attah. I take that again. Very instructive. He said, development is not doing everything at once, but doing the right thing at the right time and building upon each successful step. Architect Obong Victor Attah. At times you find leaders, they want to be here and there, to be seen that, oh, he has attempted all questions, and by the time you tick the boxes, you discover most of those things may likely have been jamborees. What value do they add? A lot is there for us in Nigeria, across the state, that this very statement will be seen to be a timeless counsel for our leaders. It is very important that we stick to what will add value, like you saw Obong Attah did as governor. The things he did with very meager resources have remained the greatest achievements in Akwa Ibom State, and successive administrations are only building upon it, and even at that, it is a struggle. I am citizen Matthew Kofi O'Connor, MKO. I am a productive advocate and practitioner. I am a reformer. And then I am the president and founder of Open Forum. And my very personal, private slogan is that I bloom where I am planted. And for this state and this country, I am a citizen with extraordinary drive of patriotism. And today, we have these issues to look at, And we have two guests that are with us. One is with us right here in the studio. And like you always know, most of the people we bring, I meet them for the first time in my life in the studio. And I'm seeing a face I've never seen before. I never even saw his picture on social media, though he's a great, great guy online. And I'm blessed to have him in the studio. Very soon I'm going to introduce him. But what are the programs we're going to look at today? We are going to look at traditional advocacy or prayers by Princess God's Own Udoito over alleged illegal land sales of Stop Creek, otherwise called Akoyak Forest Reserve, that has attracted Akwa Ibom Traditional Rulers Council summons. We are going to look at the matters arising. Very brief, but we are going to give you on point, because here we are an ideas bank. We are not perfect, yes, but because we assemble some of the brightest minds as leaders. And for me as a person, I think for a living, and I live for humanity, and I fear no evil. So we say it as it is, both in private and in public. We're going to give our thought on what has happened, and then we're going to have spotlight on concerns over work safety and staff welfare at Sterling Global Petrochemical and Fertilizer Limited, Ikorobasi, in Akwa Ibom State. To some persons, you'll be wondering, is such a company in Akwa Ibom State? Yes, we'll get to hear an insight. Thank God we have a guest who has insight and insight of what is going on. I'm sorry that I even had to laugh, because some of the things I saw him post online that made me to talk with him are actually heartbreaking and tear-evoking. Get your kerchiefs ready, because you may have to mop up some tears. And then we'll look at state of emergency in Akwa Ibom health sector and the declaration of 2 doctors wanted by the Akwa Ibom State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Ekem John. One of the doctors declared wanted, his name is Dr. Mfonobong Basi. He is going to speak. He will be speaking on open forum with his MKO today. All you've heard was the video he did. Maybe he has done 1 or 2 videos. I've only seen one. And I guess we are the first radio station and program to host him. And you don't come here if you don't have something to say, because even those who are even holding positions of authority, we've invited them in writing. They can't make it because they can't stand the convention here. So if somebody has been declared wanted, was at the secretariat to speak for himself, and then he's going to speak on open forum, get ready. No matter if it's going to be 5-10 minutes, we're going to talk about that matter. We will be able thereafter to bring on board the Honorable Commissioner for Health to be able to address some of the issues he's going to raise, and then the way forward. What we are chatting is the way forward. That is why we are bringing Dr. Mfonobong Basi. And then the Ibom Power Company, and the September 2025, we called it a Rice Power Summit. It's called Electricity Summit. And we said here the story of Nigeria's pioneer state-owned independent power plant and the roadmap to Uhuru, part 2. We started it last week. We could not finish. I just gave a tip today. We're also going to give a tip because the summit has come to an end. And there are clear statements that have been made. Unfortunately, like we're going to hear, some people call it there's a roadmap. We want to find out what is a roadmap and what do you come out after a talk show. We'll get to know better because we've been here and there. And traditionally, we always look at the issues or the resolutions of the previous week, because in the town hall, we must bring the minute. We've just given the agenda. We're going to read the minute of the September 15 edition. Very briefly, we talked on the Electricity Summit, and we in open forum said, what His Excellency Dr. Umar Baseno has done is a welcome development. We are a think tank, we know what it means to think, but it's one thing to think, it's another thing to act. Just that we added last week that you must keep your house in order before visitors come in to want to help you beautify it. And we said that the power sector in the state is in a mess. Various issues, indebtedness, mismanagement, and all of that. So we will look into it today, and to let you have more insight, And then we also talked about the governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, who had declared all companies, you can't work in my state, then pay taxes to another state, pay tax of your staff to other states. It cannot happen. And that was just this month. But guess what? In November and December, we hosted Barrister James Essien. I think it's a 3 or 4 part series. And the focus was on the oil sector, oil and gas sector. And we resolved and made recommendation to His Excellency that nothing in Akwa Ibom shows that we are an oil-producing state, apart from 13% derivation. Go to the taxes. How many companies do we have? All companies. Nobody want to tell you. Even government did not know. You must be sure that we are able to know the number of oil companies, the number of people working there, the number of people that are Akwa Ibomites there, the opportunities there. Where do they pay their taxes to? River State now makes about 28 to 30 billion every month. We are struggling with Shishi. Now, His Excellency, this year, early this year, signed Executive Order 2, setting up the Labor and Industrial Committee. What that committee is doing, we don't know, because we are not getting feedback. I'm not feeling anything from that committee. We will write to that committee to have them here, because we know what it took us to be able to speak truth to power, and action was taken, and we must see the results. And people must know, because we give feedback. So it's not the Imo State governor that started this conversation. Our appeal is that His Excellency should personally take up that conversation by himself, not just because the committee has been set up, and then you now forget that the job has been done. Now, the case of Etin Amos, our daughter from Itemeko, who was beaten by the superior fire service staff in Abuja, we played the video, we interviewed her, we took up her matter. As I speak now, that matter is at advanced stage. I have spoken with some eminent Akwa Ibom persons, one in Akwa Ibom, one in Abuja, and they are ready to take up her matter so that we can be sure she is safe. The only thing delaying my giving a more elaborate result is that even the person involved wasn't forthcoming as I'd expected. There are people we struggle to even help, honestly. But because we are doing this for God and humanity, we keep doing our best. There are some we've helped along the line, they disappear. We don't ask for money. We don't collect money. We don't even have sponsors, even though somebody who maybe lies or does propaganda or this is for a living is going about saying that this program is sponsored. This program is not sponsored. In fact, we are on extended grace now. If something does not happen along the line, we will just shut down, continue online, and then do what we do. But the truth is that we're going to come out with a compendium of what we've been doing. So those that are good at blackmails, judgment day is coming. You'll be able to bring out what you've been doing and compare to what we've been doing with no support at all, except often attacks. Now, Open Forum commends His Excellency for reviewing the mandatory requirement for voter identification number. We mounted this campaign. We cannot ask our sons and daughters who schooled outside, registered outside, that you cannot work in Akwa Ibom, cannot benefit in anything except your voter card reads Akwa Ibom State, as if voter registration is an everyday thing. It was one of the worst, poorly thought out policies that was sold to His Excellency, who is pro-people. But guess what? We wrote to His Excellency, we mounted pressure on radio and online, and some of those who attacked us that you cannot benefit except you are a voter. They are quiet. Only one person struggles. Say, yes, it's been done. But the 30,000 workers, it does not affect them. We cannot useless people's lives because we do propaganda to survive. We think for a living. So thank you, Your Excellency, for removing that obnoxious policy. If Akwa Ibom will be the first to do it, there must be a timeline, and we must ensure that anybody that was of voting age or stayed outside or was not of voting age will have that very privilege. Anybody that stayed outside that came around along the line must have the privilege, because we cannot create poor people because of poor policies. Thank you, Your Excellency, for being a listening governor. We thank you so very much. We keep thanking you. And then for the proposed supplementary budget of 695 billion, our prayer is that the monies should be used for what will be productive, not because there's funding. We do certain things, most of them will not yield, because holding events cost hundreds of millions and sometimes in billions. It will never add value, because there are people that just make money from just those events. They didn't ask them what they did, what was done. They will never be able to know. If Obama could do wonders with meager sum. In 8 years, I don't think he ever got anything close to 1 trillion in 8 years. But the legacy he left is monumental. We want that to happen, and that is the minute, not just minute, resolutions and advocacies of last week. And so, a very quick one. We just want to do this sharp because let me introduce please, technical person, I want you around. We are about to introduce our guest. Let him have a feel of where we are, so that yes, in the studio we have Uko Callistus. He's a media and business writer, public affairs and political. Let me take this again. Public affairs, political, and socio-economic analyst. You know, I love analysts so very much because I am one, Uko Callistus. My friend, brother, and comrade, I'm singing for the first time. I'm only used to the name on social media. You're welcome to Open Forum with Citizen MKO.
Thank you, Citizen MKO. It's a pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure is really mine.
And good morning, listeners. I'm very happy to be here. You have planted me here today, so I'm going to blossom.
Glory to God. I love that. We bloom wherever we are planted. When you throw us into, we bloom there. And you can't help, you can never ignore us. Thank you so very much. He's live in the studio. And then, his face. I have never seen this kind of person before in my life too. Until Dr. Kem John declared some persons wanted, and the next thing I saw was somebody emerged and did a video in the evening at the State Secretariat, Minister of Health. And then, when I searched for his number, because we had to solve problems. His Excellency cannot be doing everything. And I was linked up to him. He wasn't communicating at the point because of so many calls to him, so he had to shut down. But I was privileged to talk with him through somebody's line, and then we established contact, and he has the confidence of Open Forum. Dr. Mfonobong George Bassey is a consultant hematologist and blood transfusion medicine and inventory hematology specialist. When somebody is in the medical field and he is a consultant, he is a specialist, that speaks volume. I'm sure he's listening to us where he is right now, and he will be joining us virtually when the time is ripe. And so, for the other issues that we have today, we are just going to take them in bits so that we can open the phone line. We can get our guests to talk with us, and then at the end of the day, we will do justice to the issues. So the first issue I want to take on is the I don't know how to describe it, because when dealing with traditional institution, I hold traditional institution in very high esteem. Why? I have been privileged to be fathered by royal fathers of integrity. I have been privileged to work with them. Open Forum has done an advocacy that concerned Nigeria when the Buhari administration wanted to take water bodies across the state. Open Forum spent almost 2 million naira. Out of that, it was IPC, the People's Congress, that sent me 100,000 naira. And we had a town hall meeting where paramount rulers attended. We now had a World Press conference where paramount rulers attended. After which I took the resolution to all the paramount ruler palaces across the state, and they signed. Only 2 did not sign. One was indisposed. They did not give approval for someone to sign for him. One did not sign outrightly. But what am I saying? I know our royal fathers. I have utmost respect for them. And I have advocated as a person, as a group, how we can make our society better. But over the weekend, a video where the traditional institution went to the paramount ruler of Esedeket to give what is traditionally known as aye. Aye is the fresh palm fronds. It is a law. It is a constitution. It is a cavil. It is everything you can think of. It is not used regularly, though it's been abused somehow. And what's the issue? One princess, Goswin Odoito, she is an activist in her own right, she speaks on contemporary issues and then seeks for attention for those things to be corrected. And she does not look like somebody that can be intimidated. But she did something that has not been seen, going to her shrine with a yay, the palm front, to summon His Excellency Governor Moeno to do what she says will be the right thing about Stop Creek Forest Reserve, which is said to have been taken over and sold to individuals, and then even the individuals have resold part and used part as collateral to the companies that bought them. It's a very strange development, and she's not alone. Eket People's Union have done protests. They have done communiques. They have done a lot. I was to host them almost a month now, but the person delegated to come was indisposed at the point, and I've not been able to establish contact with them to come and speak on that. So, the traditional institution, according to, said, oh, it's the governor that sent them, but I doubt that. Maybe it's the Traditional Rulers Council that decided, as was said, when people say it was the governor trying to accuse the governor of sending traditional rulers to go with traditional injunction. But then they met the paramount ruler of Esreket, and he is a Didem. His Royal Majesty Didem Ubong Peter Assam. And then they gave him a yay. And they also gave a yay to the clan head of the clan that princess comes from, and then a yay to princess, that the paramount ruler should come with princess to the Traditional Rulers Council on the 25th. It wouldn't have been nothing, it wouldn't be too bad to have done that, but what is bad for me is that somebody did an amateur video of that very circuit moment. And who presented the yay? It is the paramount ruler of Ibesikbo, Asutan, His Royal Majesty Didem Clement Ekpenyong. He was accompanied by Okuku JJ Obosi, paramount ruler of Orowanam, and he Didem Ita I Okokun, paramount ruler of Okobo. And guess what? All these paramount rulers have interacted with them one-on-one, and they signed the communique of open forum, and I know them. Awesome, awesome men. I have even handled a very serious matter in this state with Edidem Clement Ekpenyong. That's a story for posterity. Now, who ordered that that thing be videoed and put online like a content? That in itself is an insult on the traditional institution. It was a second time. Yes, Udoito used a yay. She did not use a yay in the open space. She went to her shrine. Traditional worship may involve a yay, may involve pouring libation. It's a private worship. Just like we Christians, we assemble, we speak in tongues, we pour oil, anointing oil, anoint people, call, make altar call, and declare other powers powerless and all of that. Now, the question is it a crime for private worship? 2, is Udoito the first woman to attempt something that is an abomination in Akwa Ibom or Ibibio land? During the TLC law issue, women from Anang, Oron, and Obolo assembled and blocked the House of Assembly, and they poured libation there, making chanting, placing curses. Few days after, Royal Fathers of Anang poured what can be called as Mbiam against their elected officials in the House of Assembly who were responsible, the Speaker, the Chairman of the House Committee, of Gulugu government, and all of that. It was a very terrible moment in history. But thank God for Pastor Mobaseno. Some of those things were undone somehow, and then things are a bit better. But I can tell you, as somebody who is living for humanity, Akwa Ibom has not been the same in the traditional institution. So, I want to appeal on behalf of Open Forum that it is unfortunate that that measure was taken. But we must tread with caution. Otherwise, those who started pouring libation as women, there was no repercussion. It was done in the open, in a public space. Udoito did her private worship. She put it online. It's still her private worship. We saw a councillor, PDP councillor, who took his party form to his shrine to go and dedicate We saw it online. He paid somebody to take the photograph because it wasn't a hidden thing. And some people felt bad. As if others don't do worse things than that. You're either a Christian, a Muslim, traditional worshiper, or you don't believe in God. So please, I want to appeal to real fathers in the state. It is said that 31 of them had agreed. They know better how they meet, how they agree, because I've tried to ask some persons along the Barracks Road area if a meeting of traditional rulers took place recently and all of that, and the kind of answers I'm getting is not for air, but they know how they meet, they know how they commune to be sure 31, because God forbid that paramount rulers will say, I wasn't part of it. God forbid. Even if they were not, there are things we need to protect. There are things, because it's sacred. Politics has destroyed a lot of things. It affected traditional institution as well, but we are here to protect the institution. So please, royal fathers, let us tread with caution. I particularly like what the paramount ruler of Esideket said, that I don't know where the girl lives. She may not even be here. Please let me come with our people. We talk first. And the response was, we are messengers. We cannot give you the report now. I have personally make whatever contact I can after this program to give my 1 pence idea. And so let us tread with caution, because it is embarrassing that we as a state, we are getting into this. There was that issue that royal fathers were accused by the former administration of William Emmanuel of pouring Biam to stunt coconut. And nothing was done by traditional institution, because that was like treason. There's much to talk about. Let me leave that, because we must do the right thing. And because once we start convention, we're just going to flow. I want to please, program is always too loaded, but I want to say that some of the things that we did, we had given letters to His Excellency on the need to set up a high-powered commission of inquiry to resolve the intercommunal crisis in the local government and Eastern Obolo, where 10 villages are uninhabited for 15 and 17 years. Nobody is living there. And then 13 of our sons were abducted in the Baorochuku because of the boundary issues. We want His Excellency to do something about that. We've also sent our recommendations on the medium-term economic framework and other things, and we want to pray something will be done about that. And then for the Power Summit, the long and short of the Power Summit is that we will continue that in a 3-part series. But I want to say that one of the presenters, I think his name should be something Ayo. Yeah, I should get that. Somebody presented a paper. Mr. Ayo O Ekpo, team lead of power components at the Kwaibom Electricity Summit. And the title of his paper was Nigeria Electricity Sector Lessons for Kwaibom State. He has insight. I don't know who presented papers there, but from the report I've seen published by Straight News, thank God for Straight News. Comrade Israel Umo, former chairman NUJ of Kwaibom State, he has done something we would not want to rush about. He has given the insight. And one of it, summary, is that things in the power sector is 99% politics. Oh, he said, but it is the 99%, the politics, the governance, the stakeholders' engagement, the handiwork of gaining and retaining credibility that makes or breaks reform. This is the lesson of Nigeria's electricity sector over the past 25 years. It is 1% technical, engineering, financing, tariff modeling and training, and human capacity development is extremely important, very important. So if we have a sector that is 99% politics, governance, and stakeholders engagement, and just 1% engineering, that tells you what has happened to Ibom Power. Ibom Power that was initiated under Bayobon Ota is something else. We had said, and we still insist, the mess in Ibom Power should be cleared. Dr. Mayene Togodo couldn't have been the only problem with Ibom Power. And if that summit was done without Mayene Togodo's input, we have lost something. I don't know him from Adam. I only met him once at the House of Assembly. The things he said, nobody has been able to contradict or even do something about. Even the House of Assembly said to a pro panel the day he made presentations that $80 million was sent. He has not seen it up to that date. And that since 2016 he took over, he has never been given 1 naira. How can you operate? That means Ibom Power is one of the most successful investment by government. Since 2016 till 2025 or 2024 that he came, 2024 that he came to the House of Assembly, Do budget, you don't give them money, but he was able to make profit of 2.3 or 2.4 billion at the point in time. There's something wrong with Ibom Power and the people that are there who have been there for several years. We want to help this administration. We will continue this as we move ahead. First, let me start in the house. Here, 5 minutes is a very long time. 5 minutes is a very long time. 1 minute is a very long time. We attempt all questions because at the BI, don't make it open forum. We say it's the most productive 1 hour on radio. We don't mince words. We are not bragging. So please, we are going to go very straight to point. Like I said, the live studio guest is Uko Kalistos. We want to talk about, when I saw your post, and I saw somebody you said was dead at his workplace. Let's not talk about who you are again. We'll have it someday. Tell us what is going on at the Sterling, I get the name right? Sterling Global Petrochemical and Fertilizer Limited, Ikorobasi. What is going on there? And how is it affecting Akwa Ibom, or people, the workers there?
Thank you. This is an MKO.
You're welcome.
Let me begin by clarifying a point about the post that I made.
Okay.
The person did not actually die, but he was electrocuted. That one, that person has survived. He's
Beautiful,
not dead.
beautiful. I'm happy to hear that.
But that case is not an isolation on its own. We have
not
several
an isolated
of those,
case. Yes.
Isolated case on its own. We have had several such of those cases, and we have had cases that the people actually died. They couldn't make it. So what is happening?
People?
Yes, we have.
Like how many people?
I think we have. I can actually recall like 3 people who died. One was in the process of trying to climb on a low bed truck on going to site to work. He fell and the truck actually ran over him.
The same truck he was to climb.
He was to climb.
Which means there's no safety measures on how workers board their vehicle to work and also disembark. They do it like Monolue, you have to run and jump and enter. Okay, the other one that has to do with the workplace safety. I want to know something about the workplace safety. Has anybody died there at his or her duty point? And what happened?
Yes, we had a case that someone lost in water. Because of the person didn't have life jacket, and he
went to work
drowned.
offshore.
Yes, he got drowned and he died. And then you also have, there are several other cases. Other cases which people don't get to know because nobody really care to talk about it.
Now, what is the problem? What is the problem? Is it the mode of operation of the company? They don't have work standard. They don't have a safety officers. They don't have a manual. They don't do training. What is the fault? Is this company at fault at any point?
The company is definitely at fault. Sterling Global Petrochemical and Fertilizer Limited, SPFL, is an industrial giant in Ikorobasi.
Okay.
Yes, they promised the people development while they came into the local government.
What are they even doing? What are they doing? What is their stuff there?
In as much as I'm concerned, since in MKO, that company is an IOC. It's an international oil company.
Good.
But some people will not agree to that fact. Reason being that I think the company intentionally tried to paint a different kind of picture to the general public. They don't want people to know the actual business they are doing. So in paper, they don't present themselves like an
IOC.
Yes, like.
So what do
IOC.
they present themselves as?
Like they are a fertilizer company coming to build a plant or on petrochemical and.
Are they indigenous company? Are they not foreign?
It is an international company.
So that what is wrong with their safety procedures that has made you to take on this advocacy of drawing attention that something is not right? Do that quickly because we need to see other areas you can touch before we call our guest online.
The safety is a total mirage there, to be very sincere.
How do you know? Did you work there before? Are you close to that system?
Yes, the company is residing in Ikorobasi.
I
come from Ikorobasi.
Beautiful.
That is my community.
Awesome.
I used to go to that site. For the past 7 months, I've been going to that site. There was a time I used to go to that site straight 4 months every single day.
Okay, that means you have insight.
Yes, I have insight.
That was one of the guarantees I got from you because we don't bring anybody here that would say what he does not know. I hear say, we are not in that. Now, what do you say? Okay, in terms of welfare, staff welfare, if you are so close to that system, are they taking care of their staff or the low level staff, medium level, the expatriates? do you have any issue with their welfare? Because that was one of the complaints I
Yes,
heard.
definitely. The welfare.
Straight to point.
Yes, definitely. If you look at what is happening there, to me, I call it slavery. They're actually enslaving the people of Ikoroba.
That's a strong term. What makes you say that?
Because people are working on stringent condition, on condition of job that is not supposed to be the way it is. We can remember that in the old days, people were taken far away to far plantations to work their axe out, try to see how they can grow. Working on a condition that is not good. But that same thing is happening in Ikoroba.
How is that happening? Tell us,
okay, sir,
one or two instances.
Okay, sir, let me tell you. I first mentioned how someone was run over by a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reason was that person is being employed to work there, and he doesn't have a vehicle that will take him to site.
So he struggles to get himself.
He struggles to climb on a low bed. So
next, what is the next issue? In terms of take home.
Welfare, take home. Well, we have different category of workers.
Yes.
To say we have the foreign expatriate who earns millions of naira in a month. In fact, some of the money that they earn daily, if you put the salary of some workers that we in a particular
departments
that they call a third-party contractors,
yes.
if you put 5 of those persons' salaries together, it will not be up to what a foreigner earns daily.
Are you telling me this on radio? You have been watched all over the world. This is Open Forum with MKO, and we are streaming live on Open Forum with MKO on Facebook, and then Memories 965 FM. And we have Uko Callistus from Ikoroba. He's been close to Sterling Global. He's raised this issue about safety, that it is questionable. He has raised issue about the workers' welfare, that it is slavery. Now, just give me a punchline, then I'll leave you now and get to where our guest is.
If you go to the site as we're speaking, you will see a lot of workers working without PPEs.
Really?
Working without PPEs. A lot of them wear racks. You look at them, they look like mad people.
You mean there is no...
There is safety, but the safety people rather concentrate of doing alcoholic tests on the workers.
Or so if you are drunk?
Yes, if they find alcohol in your system, then they send you away. Instead of them to ensure that people, like the case of that young man was asked to weld under rain. You know, they are not supposed to strike sparks when there is rain.
Wait,
but
it was in the open?
Yes, in the open. And there was a stagnant water that he stood inside the water, and a life cable was running under there, and it was electrocuted. If at all he said that he was not going to work, you know what will happen? The foreigners will say they are going to cut his money, or they will mark him absent that day, or they might even dismiss him. We've had several cases of like that. And the worst area is where you have the Chinese, controlled by the Chinese.
Whatever is the case, this issue, this issue, we are just opening the conversation now. We cannot allow Akwa Ibom State to endanger the lives of their sons and daughters in their workplaces. I thank you so very much for this insight. We are going to write to Sterling Global, and do Akwa Ibom people, Akwa Ibom government or safety ministry, don't they come there to supervise what is going on?
There was a time that the Akwa Ibom State governor came to the company. The people of Eastern Obolo, Ikonta in Eastern Obolo, yes, carried out the protest because one of their creek was blocked.
I'm aware of that.
Yes, the governor came, but I believe the governor was not properly briefed. Like, I wanted to explain MKO. I think you should allow me a little time to explain that so that you
very fast, because I'm trying to reach out to
understand.
Yes.
They will have different categories of workers in that company. The foreign expatriate people that they call Lagos contract. Lagos contract people are the people that are even having at least a better welfare. And those ones are not Akwa Ibom, they bring them from Lagos. And sometimes there was a document that I stumbled onto from the HR department of the company. These workers were recommended by using the name of a particular certain village head in the...
Sorry, just a moment. Hello? Yeah, good morning. Oh, great. We have... Yeah, I can hear you. The volume is a bit poor, but we're going to manage because of time. I have online right now on a video call. I'm on with Dr. Mfonobong George Bassi, a hematologist, a consultant, a specialist. Please, the issue at hand, we don't have luxury of time, and I tried to reach you a bit earlier. The call didn't get through immediately. The issue where two doctors, including yourself, have been declared wanted by the Akwa Ibom State government through the Ministry of Health. Can you speak to it very briefly on the issues raised? They said the government sent you on training. After training, you absconded, and we had thought you were overseas because the message was that wherever you are in the world, Akwa Ibom State government, through the Ministry of Health, according to Dr. Ekem John, was going to track you down using whatever connection available. Speak to that, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Like I said, a very good morning to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, everybody, I'm sure most people know by now that that was a false allegation against my personality.
Why do you call it false allegation?
Yeah, in the first instance, I'm in Nigeria. I'm in Bayelsa. I'm not even abroad. And I never absconded from any of government sponsorship or whatever. I went on an in-service training program, which was not even sponsored by the government. So I was just getting my basic salary, and I was not on any bond.
What do you mean not sponsored anywhere by government? Didn't government pay for your tuition, your upkeep, like they normally do to people they sent on training?
Nothing of such was done. I paid for my tuition from my salary. I paid for my house rent from my salary. I did my exams from my salary.
Okay, let's do this. Did you sign any agreement with the Akwa Ibom State government? And what did that agreement say if you signed one? If you did not sign one, why? Yes.
Yes, there was no agreement. Neither did I sign. What happened that time was you applied, although there was the proposed grant, which never came. But we were given a verbal promise by the then Director of Medical Services, who later became the Permanent Secretary in Hospital Management Board and also became the Permanent Secretary in the Government House, Dr. Diapa.
Okay.
He promised us that we were going to get grants. Mind you, even he himself got trained.
Hello? Hello? I just hope network would allow us. Dr. Please, nobody should call my line. If you are hearing me anywhere in the world, please don't call my line. You are disrupting the broadcast. Yeah, let me ask this question. You never got even the grant that was promised. Because of time, did you come back after the training to work with the state government? Have the state government or Minister of Health received you, or did you come back to work with them after your training?
Yes, the training was actually supposed to be for 5.5 years, but due to financial constraint, I had to struggle through and push for another 1 year and some months. So I actually spent about 7 years and some months, of which I notified the Hospital Management Board of my willingness to return voluntarily to the state. The then chairman of the Hospital Management Board and the Director of Medical Services, Dr. Etoisen, who was Director of Medical, they were both elated, commending my love for my.
Please, I'm appealing. Let nobody call my line, please. Yes.
Mind you, this area of medicine is notable worldwide, but conspicuously missing in Akwa Ibom State.
No, come again. What do you say is missing?
Yeah, the area of hematology and blood transfusion medicine
Yes.
is vividly missing. So I came back with, I started working with the then chairman of Hospital Management Board, of which I drafted the proposal. This was after 7 years of my return, and I wrote a letter confirming that I had resumed from my
Yes.
before embarking for my training. So I was from Ikono posted to Itumba, and from Itumba posted to Ekiti.
Okay, let's us leave the movement.
All this transpired between 2020 and 2000 and July 2025. I went for the training in July 2030. I I I returned with after notification of unsuccessful completion of exam in December 2020, and I was reinstated into the same service in I think February or March 2021. But my confirmation as a consultant was delayed. I was still collecting the bigger salary of a medical officer one, of which I would be ashamed to mention it was less than 350,000.
Okay, no, doctor, thank you. Let me say this because of time. The truth is that you are no longer working with the Akwa Ibom state government. You are now with the Federal Medical Center in Bayelsa. Did you put in a resignation letter to leave the service?
Yes, I put in a resignation letter of 1 month notice.
What month? Which month did you do that?
July, 23rd of July this year.
Okay, so we have been able to establish.
After 1 month, in consonance with the civil service
Yes.
superintendent endorsed the resignation letter, and I learned from the hospital at Eket that this letter, alongside with my other documents, have been forwarded to the hospital management board for onward processing to the
Okay, let me ask this quick one. Did you at any time received a letter notifying you from the ministry that you have absconded, that you should report yourself to them before the Commissioner Ekem John went on air to declare you wanted? Do you have a correspondence from the ministry or from wherever you was your duty post that you should report? No correspondence.
no correspondence. I was shocked. I was overwhelmed when I saw
Okay, let us do this. I've appealed to you. You have made a case. You've said that you are going to sue the commissioner for defamation and all of that. I have personally appealed to you to please stay action. We will see what we can do so that His Excellency can arrest this matter, because this is speaking to the public now. If you are hearing us, I am aware that Akwa Ibom State government sends certain persons on training to different countries of the world, and one of those particular set that was sent, they became destitute in that country. Some of them were repatriated. Some managed to survive, because as a Nigerian you must be a good manager to survive anywhere. There are others who were sent. They could not come back because the terms, government can't even meet their terms. So if the Akwa Ibom State government wants to do an audit, because a state of emergency has been declared in the health sector, I want to appeal that we need to be careful with the approach. If the police or Interpol have not been involved, it is strange to use a term such as declared wanted. Family members reach them. I know Ekem John, during the COVID period, he became the emerging star, and he's been shining ever since. And like I've said, and I keep saying it, wherever you find a star, don't trample upon it. Pick up the star and send to the sky. Ekem John is a star. He has his own weaknesses, yes. We are going to help him help the government to do things the way it should be done administratively, because activism is not the same as government, in as much that people hide behind government to want to do certain things. So we want to appeal to you, please don't take any action, legal action on any matter. We are going to do our best through the ministry and to His Excellency to have this matter resolved. Our time is fast spent. This is not the conclusion of this interview. We shall follow up with you and give update until this matter is resolved. But our appeal as open forum is that a number of scandals are loading in Akwa Ibom, and I've been raising alarm that there's a particular scandal loading, and those who were supposed to do something, they did not do it. Let them get ready, because once it emerges, there will be evidence to show that we went kneeling, we went crying for people to intervene, because certain persons believe impunity is immunity to them, and people like us are sent by God to cure and to starve narcissists of their best food. So, thank you so very much, Doctor. We will call on you. We want to appeal that whenever we call on you, please be there for us. There are other issues we take on. We cannot take on because of time. And we just want to see if we can have just even 1 or 2 calls in 30 seconds, and so that we can call it a wrap. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Okay, thank you.
All right, sir. That has been Dr. Mfonobong George Bassi, a specialist hermetologist. I understand there's only one in Akwa Ibom State, and he's the one. And also understand that there are 4 of them.
Hello, I can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is William. I'm calling from Kaikina here. See, the maltreatment workers, people say workers are facing. Not even in selling global alone. Let's go to this Tropicana and investigate.
Okay.
That's the second part. Because, yes, go there and investigate what we are Akwa Ibom are passing through, what the foreigners are subjecting the Akwa Ibom into. That's why some of the CLO, according to what they call themselves, they collected money and they subject these boys to hardship. The Yorubas will come and they will pay them well.
Okay, let's do this. There's no time. Take my number. Take my personal number now and call me after now. Take my personal number. 0802.
Okay.
0802.
Okay.
757.
Okay.
7497.
All right.
Call me and let us talk. Tropicana, we have just heard from Wisdom that there is apartheid policy going on there. That cannot be in compliance with the Arise agenda. Whatever we do in Akwa Ibom State must be Arise agenda compliant. We have another caller who want to sign out? Because, okay, just take your parting shot, Uko Kalistus, in 30 seconds. Okay, hold on, please. We have another caller. Hello, sir. Oh, ma.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Your name and where you are calling from?
Yes, so my name is Dime, calling from United.
From where?
My name is Dime, calling from a point based on the scaling global, something that is...
Okay. Okay, that's the Korobasi. Go ahead. 30 seconds, please. Very fast.
All right, sir. Kokalito is not lying. Even he has not even know all that is happening in that place. I'm a truck driver there. So
you are a truck driver.
The thing that is been happening in that place is more than 30 people have died in that place.
Over 30 people died. Over 30 of your colleagues died.
More than 30 drivers have gone.
Okay, now, hello. What's your name again? Okay, don't bother about your name. Take my number. Take my number.
Okay.
0802.
Okay.
757.
Hello. What's your name again?
757 7497.
0802.
757 7497. In 10 seconds. Thank you very much. Please call the call. Yes, Uko.
Okay,
10 seconds for you.
Yes, I just want to appeal to our state government. They should go to Sterling Global and see what is happening. SPF. A lot of workers are working without safety measures. They are working 10 hours daily.
No, it's okay. Akwa Ibom State government, go to Sterling Global and see what is happening. Akwa Ibom State government, go to Tropicana and see what is happening. We are going to follow up. This is the size of the program. I am citizen Matthew Kofi O'Connor, citizen MKO, productive advocate, reformer, citizen with extra patriotism, and wherever we are, wherever this flag is flown, we take care of our own. See you in our next edition.